Welcome one, welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name exclusively on Vaughn Radio. And I'm so excited. I can't believe it because normally you think, oh man, early in the morning. Well, it's not too early. It's all relative. Monday. I mean, nobody likes even the sound of that word. But you know what? I feel great. I am excited to be here with you guys, and I hope you guys are ready to have the time of your life. Because you know what happens? Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
We Take Your English to Another Level. Folks, it's time for Liftoff. 10, 9, 8, 7.
6.
You got
5,
it.
4.
Come on.
3.
Help me.
2. 1. 0.
Come on, we've got this.
Ignition. Liftoff.
All right.
Liftoff.
Yep.
30 minutes after the hour.
Come on, will it go off without a hitch? Sin problemas. Remember that expression. To go off without a hitch.
Get ready.
There it is.
Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name.
On Vaughn Radio.
It's the show with no name. Let's go.
All right. Let's go. Come on. That's right, folks. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. It's the show with no name, your exciting English show. And don't forget, it's interactive. You can participate every day on tons of different social media platforms. Also, you can download the episodes. If you can't tune in live, you can listen via podcast. As you know, I'm an avid podcast listener, producer. I love podcasts so much that I decided to start producing my own. Yeah, well, it was during that time. I don't like to say the word, but you know, when people weren't going around too much. And, you know, I knew that, like with any bad situation, any dark cloud, there's a silver lining. There's a part, you know, a positive side. We've got to come out of things stronger than when we go into them. That's the key. It's not what happens so much in the middle. It's coming out on top. So, folks, that's where FYI was born, you know. When everybody was locked up at their homes, it was a really dark time, I think, for everybody. But from that darkness came light. Oh, and that's magical, folks. Welcome aboard. Welcome to all my show with no namers. Hello. Welcome. We'll be checking in with you guys in just a moment because, as you know, you can interact with us. You can leave us comments. Another thing you can do as well is now you can send us voice messages. And that's very easy because it's never been easier to record voice. You just grab your phone, and depending on what phone you have, but it's like a WhatsApp message. And then what you got to do is make sure it's a minute, talk into the mic, but not like on top of it either. You know, you get what I'm saying. Find a nice little corner where your voice is not going to be bouncing off the walls like a bathroom or something. And think about what you want to say. You can even rehearse it, ensayarlo. And then what I would do, though, I always recommend this, record the rehearsal. For some reason, and I think the reason is there's less pressure on us, the rehearsal always comes out really good. And then you're like, oh, fuck, I should have recorded that. Trust me, as somebody who studied acting interpretación, always record the rehearsal. There's that, you don't, because once you're like, okay, this is the one, you get nervous. And so I don't know. In my experience, I've noticed that. Now, some of you say, I don't need to rehearse. Hey, it's up to you. I'm just giving you some tips. Keep it at a minute or so, maybe a little bit over, a little bit under, but a little bit under, what can you really say except, hi, my name is this, I listen to the show, and boom, boom, boom. So a minute, I think, is the perfect time. And this way we can hear from you, we meaning myself and your fellow classmates. If you'd like to participate in this initiative, you can send an email. That's another way too. If you don't want to leave your voice, no problem whatsoever. You can send an email and I will read it. But obviously, if you participate, I can help you. I can say, hey, careful with this, and help you with pronunciation issues or vocabulary structure or what have you. So it's just another way I can help you guys using the technology we have today, because you don't have to go into a studio and record it. You can just grab your phone, say, oh, this is something I would like to share with Alberto and my fellow show with no namers. So let me give you guys my email address. It's Alonso. That's 2 A's. So it's A and then Alonso. There's no dot. There's no underscore. No hay punto. No hay guión bajos. Alonso. So Alonso, right? So double A, like double A, my name. Think of it this way: double A, Lonzo. And then it's at, which is arroba, muy importante saber esto. Okay. En esta generación, when I was a kid, we didn't need to know at. Didn't exist. It existed, but nobody knew what it was, right? And hashtag, yeah, it was on the phone. We called it the pound symbol in the United States. But now these are, at, dot, underscore. These are all things that are used. Slash, barra. So, it's part of the vocabulary today, as much as period, comma, exclamation point, and other elements of the language. So welcome, folks. Welcome. We've got an exciting interactive show. Also, a quick reminder, mark your calendars. It's Feria del Libro Madrid. Yeah. Feria del Libro Madrid 2023. Going to be kicking off May 26th, el 26 de mayo, to June 11th at the Retiro Park. And I know what you're thinking. There's time. Not really. I mean, think about how fast February went by. February flew by. I don't know about you guys. I didn't even realize it came and went. And March, we're already pushing through that first week. And I feel like, wait, when did March get here? So trust me, May seems, the end of May seems like it's a long distance from now, far away from now, but it isn't. It isn't at all, especially if you guys have to make arrangements to get here, to make arrangements, hacer las cosas necesarias, organizarte, planificar, to get over here to Madrid. We would love to see you. For us, it's absolutely magical. It's one of our favorite. When I say our, I mean all the authors, all the employees, because a lot of times it's a great opportunity. We have these volunteering things. So if you volunteer, this isn't for authors. Authors go there to sign. So I go to the book fair for free. It's not, I go there because I like to go. I go, But if you are an employee at Vaughn and you're willing to go work there on a Saturday morning and working, see, that's where it's different. I'm signing. Okay, you could consider it working. I have to go there. I have to get there. But what they're doing is, okay, that's this book is that. How much is? They're taking care of everybody because. So it's a really cool way for people who don't work in the area of materials or radio to see what it's like. So it's interesting. I know it's a great special time of year for all of us at Vaughn. And I hope to see each and every one of you. And if all goes according to plan, I've got some really, really special surprises on the horizon. But before I put my foot in it, antes de meter la pata, let's kick off with today's pop quiz. Pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Do it. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, folks. It's your pop quiz. And speaking of materials and our book fair, this one's coming straight out of English Everywhere. This was always and will always be my first baby, my first book. And I realized with English Everywhere, before it was written, there were a lot of guidebooks. So there were a lot of books that helped you, like, okay, English at the supermarket, English in the airport, these kind of, cinco frases que necesitas. There were tons of them. The market was flooded with them. And there were tons of books to learn English. But what about if you mix the two ideas and you said, okay, well, this is a guidebook, so I'm going to teach you some of the key vocabulary, some of the key expressions that you'll find, other ideas around any of these topics. Look, the topics, I can tell you the topics now. Sightseeing, haciendo turismo. So what kind of questions could come up? What kind of vocabulary could come up if you're sightseeing, haciendo turismo? But then it goes a step further, because then I think, pues mira, estos son errores comunes. El ismo. But people say ism. So what I did is I took it a step further and I said, let's look at the key stuff that you need in each situation. But let's also look at other interesting English facts related to that. So, for example, in the episode on the gym, I talk about mejillones. Why? I'm sure some of you have already figured it out. You're like, ¿hablas de mejillones en el gimnasio? En el capítulo gimnasio? What are you, fucking nuts? Yeah, well, how do you say músculos? Muscles, right? And how do you say mejillones? Muscles. All right, so that's what I'm saying, that we go a step further. As always, I'm playing with words. It comes with audio. I'm sure many of you have this book. If you don't, why not? Either way, you can pick these up at vaughntienda.com, this book or any of our books. And all of them, if I'm not mistaken, each and every one of them come with audio. And I think that's so important when you're listening and repeating, and you really want to hear how things sound. So let's take a look at our challenge from today. Now, we're going to be looking at on TV. There's an episode on television. So let's look at a couple translations just to warm up. You guys don't have to write these. You can just, you can, if you want to write them, you can write them. If not, that's totally up to you. But consider this a little bit of a warm up. But you know what? I think I need a beat. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. I'm good. I'm back. Que echan. Just see if you know them aloud. I'd prefer if you do it aloud, in fact. So this is not the pop quiz. This is the warm up to the pop quiz, coming straight out of my book, English Everywhere. Inglés en cualquier parte. All right. Here we go. So, ¿qué echan en la tele esta noche? What's on tonight? En el contexto no hay que decir TV, pero si quieres, what's on TV tonight? Okay, we don't say the TV. What's on TV tonight? Or what's on? Okay. ¿En qué canal lo echan? What channel is it on? Okay, el is it. No, is it. ¿Has dicho is it o is it? What channel is it on? Is it or is it? Say it with me. Is it? ¿Ves? Una cosa es saberlo, otra cosa es decirlo como yo. No es que yo soy el... Pero no es is it. It's is it. All right. La imagen está borrosa. The image, vamos a pronunciar esa también porque no es image. The image is blurry. The image, no image is blurry, borroso. Okay? ¿Qué imagen tan nítida? We already know how to say imagen, image, idge, rima con bridge, idge, image. What a sharp image. ¿Te suena sharp, nítida? Hay una marca de teles que se llama Sharp. It's an easy way to remember that, isn't it? All right, well, here's your challenge. Well, these are just some of the things that I've gotten from the TV episode. You know, channel surfing. You say haciendo zapping. We don't say to zap. For us, my mother used to tell me, I'm going to zap it for a minute. Y eso lo voy a poner en microondas. But I explain that and much more in this book. All of these books, mine and all of the other amazing materials, are available at vontienda.com. If you want more information about any of our courses, real simple. All you have to do is go over to grupovon.com or follow us on social media. It's another way to make sure you're getting content, you're finding out about upcoming events. As soon as I know about the next trivia night, I'll let you guys know. But of course, we'll be having a trivia night coming up in April. So I hope you guys can make it there. All right, so here it is, your pop quiz for today. Esa película está protagonizada. No, esa serie. Voy a cambiarlo. Ok, viene, es la traducción del libro, pero lo cambio un poco. Ok, esa serie está protagonizada por Danny DeVito, por ejemplo. Ok, esa serie está protagonizada por, o es protagonista, sí, ¿ves? I don't even know it in Spanish. Bueno, ¿me entendéis? El protagonista es protagonizado por Danny DeVito. Okay, there's your pop quiz coming straight out of English everywhere. If you don't have it, why not? All right, let's go on over to our chat room here and see what's going on. Kubla says, sup, remarkable herd. What's up, Kubla? Born to Iron Man says, how are you doing, folks? Let's kick off this weekend. This weekend? Wait a second. Where are you? Born to Iron Man? What time zone? What planet? I thought it was Monday. Oh, man. Not that it matters. We're going to do the same thing we came to do every single day. We do it. That's right. Let's kick off this weekend. Oh, no. Oh, he says, Las Fallas are coming around my neck of the woods. Oh, this upcoming weekend. Awesome. What time should we be at your house, Born to Iron Man? For the paella and the traditional food. And then we can head to the festivities. I was at Las Fallas. One of my favorite songs ever is, there's a Rita Barberá remix when she goes, Ya estem en falles, el caloret. I'm sure you guys know it. Come on, it's a classic. Enjoy el caloret. Neat del Foc. I love that name. I remember me quedé con it. I was like, excuse me? All right. Kubla says, you seem to have finally beaten the cold. You want to be honest? I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I've been expelling all morning, and I still have a little bit in there, man. What the? How's Lara doing? Well, she went back to school today, which was great after almost 2 weeks. But she was, poor kid, she was just sick of being sick. She even was begging, I want to go to school. She wanted, but of course, you don't want the kid to go to school with a fever. So then she had a few days now this weekend where the fever subsided. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, Mr. Barn, that's the real person behind this nickname. I'm confused there. All right, well, guys, I think, I see what it is. Kubla and Born to Iron Man are having a conversation. All right, well, let me go to the comments that are directed at everybody. Chris says, good morning, Alberto and mates. I'm home again. Chris, first, thank you for being so sweet, so sweet. I'm glad I got to see you, even though it was very brief. I hope I didn't get you sick. And thank you for the very thoughtful gift for my family. It wasn't just for me. Chris, you're very smart, because that gift now is, you just created a memory for us in the future. So thank you. Como decimos en inglés, you shouldn't have. No tenías que haberlo hecho. It's true, but I deeply, my family and I appreciate it. So thank you so much. And glad you made it home safe and sound. The only problem is, Chris, when you come to Madrid, you don't participate live the days you're traveling. And we fucking miss you. Oh, man, you can't have it all. As we say, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Chris, welcome back. Vero says, morning, beautiful people. Another amazing week ahead of us. Though I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. Yeah, Vero, it is going around. It seems like everybody I know has at least gotten sick, is a little bit sick, feels... poor thing. Hope you feel better soon, and let's hope for a quick spring. Que venga la primavera, because usually, I don't know, for some reason, we all breathe better, fewer colds, fewer fevers. So let's hope that we all get through this season. It is, guys, it's, a lot of times too, we're like, oh, everybody, it's flu season. It's temporada de gripe. Like, that's, my daughter had gripe A. I had it maybe, and maybe I fought it off better because I never got feverish. So she says, let's grab this wonderful day by the horns and squeeze it to the max. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see. Chris says, I just heard some of the shows that I missed. Kudos, Agustin. I loved your message. Oh, by the way, Agustin sent us a voice message. But Agustin, I did not have time to get it and put it onto my mixing board, mi tabla de mezclar, where I have all the sound effects and everything. So we'll hear from Agustin tomorrow. Or was it Salvador? Wait, now I'm confused. Well, either way, we've got a message today, but we've got another one for tomorrow that I have to prepare. Maybe it wasn't Agustin. Don't quote me. Maybe it was Salvador who sent us a message. Well, remember, if you want to send a message, we would love to hear from you. We, meaning all of us. My email address is aalonso@grupovon.com, and it's open to you guys. Please write to me. Salvador says, hi, AA and classmates. Salvador on board, ready for another exciting episode of The Show with No Name. Well, Salvador, there's no doubt in my mind that you are going to have a great show today, and a great day, and even a great week, because you've got the right attitude. Speaking of people with the right attitude, there's the one, the only, Don Diego. Don Diego, my dad, he says, good morning, Alberto, friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake. como decimos en inglés, the gang's all here. ¿Lo conocéis esta expresión? The gang's all here. Está toda la pandilla. Ha llegado, ya estamos todos. The gang's all here. All right, well, folks, I'll tell you what. We've got to take a quick commercial break. I can't believe it myself. I'm having so much fun already, and we're just getting warmed up. We'll be right back with tons more Show with No Name, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name. The show with no name on Vaughn Radio. It's an honor to be among such amazing English teachers, such amazing broadcasters, locutores, and professionals in general. I'm talking about the Vaughn Radio crew, the gang, como acabo de decir, the gang at Vaughn Radio. Starting with the one and only Richard Vaughn, Fitz, Dave Boyce, Guy Williams, Tosh Pasqua, Kyle Miller, Jules Linares, Rob Grams, Andy Vaughn. I know I'm missing somebody. Guy Williams, I already said. I know I'm missing someone. Tosh Pasqua. Well, guess what? And everybody else who's ever been a part of Vaughn Radio. Yeah, why not? We've got an extended family as well. Juan Solo, Damian, people who have not just collaborated with us once, who are constant collaborators, and they believe in what we do here on Vaughn Radio. Yeah. Download our free app and you'll never miss an episode. And just in case you forgot, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
All right, amigos, it's time for our Say What? Say what? What? There you go, folks. The remix. I'm beatboxing over there. All right, folks. It's the Say What soundbite only on the show with no name. And right now we're going to hear from a famous person, and hopefully you guys will be able to jot down what this person is saying. I'm going to warn you now, you're going to hate me. Me vais a odiar. Well, you would hate me if they were also too easy every day or too hard. So some days they're easy, some days they're hard, some days they're right in the middle. Today's is, I usually say challenging. This one's a motherfucker. De digamos, la traducción correcta de esto. Okay? Cuidadito con esta. It's not going to be easy, but I'm warning you just so you're ready. Grab your pens, grab your notebooks, and write down what you hear. This is the first listen of the Say What soundbite.
I got to go get 4 or 5 TVs. I got to go get printers. I got to go get laptops. I got to go get appliances, sheets, towels, underwear, T-shirts. So at the end, it was $70,000. So I put my credit card in and got declined. So I pulled it out. And I put it back in, said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke.
All right, there you go, folks. There you go. That's the Say What soundbite for the first time. I'll give you a minute or so just to let it sink in. Okay. Yeah, not a minute. I'll give you 30 seconds or so. And then I'm going to play it for you a second time and write down as much as you can. And then I want you to share what you heard with us, but I want it in your words. Okay. A quick summary. I want it to be a sentence or two, really. You should be able to tell me a lot in just 2 sentences, right? That's the whole idea behind what we do here. All right. So here it is, folks. The Say What soundbite for the second time.
I got to go get 4 or 5 TVs. I got to go get printers. I got to go get laptops. I got to go get appliances, sheets, towels, underwear, T-shirts. So at the end, it was $70,000. So I put my credit card in and got declined. So I pulled it out. And I put it back in, said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke.
All right, there you go, folks. That was the second listen of today's Say What soundbite. Also, as I said, we got a message here from one of our listeners. So why don't we check it out? Also, if you want to participate and you'd like to send us a voice message, you can send it to my email, alonso@Grupo Von. Let's see who we heard from today.
Hi, thanks for calling the show with no name. I can't get to the phone right now, so please leave a message after the tone.
And then the way, like you. And then the one, and then the stand, like you. And then the one, and then the stand, like you. And then the one, and then the stand, like you. And then the one, and then
Oh, wow, folks. That's unbelievable. I didn't know that Adele listened to the show with no name. Adele or my daughter Lara. Yes, she writes songs now. That's her song. And let me just explain something. She has my mother-in-law, who's a Spanish speaker. She has me. She has like half of the family walking around singing, and I don't want and understand like you. And I don't want and understand. I don't know where she got it. Maybe she's mixed and stuff, but it's brilliant. And I think it's almost worth, I'm sure you guys won't mind. I think we should hear it a second time. And I guarantee that it's going to be stuck in your head at least the rest of the day. My family, we've been walking around singing, like you.
Hi, thanks for calling the show with no name. I can't get to the phone right now, so please leave a message after the tone.
and then the night, and then the way, like you. And then the one, and then the stand, like you. And then the one, and then the stand, like you. And then the one, and then the stand, like you. And then the one, and then the
Again, a nice round of applause to my daughter, Lara, for getting She gets it, Lopilla, that it's all musical. Learning languages, learning words, expressions. It's just like learning music. So she gets it, and she's doing a wonderful job, by the way. She's one of my, no offense to the present company, but she is one of my most amazing students, as you can imagine. All right. And speaking of amazing students, we've got Laura checking in. Laura says, good morning. Beautiful show with no namers. I missed you last week. We missed you too, Laura. Glad to have you back. She says, I won't be able to participate today, but I'll be listening. Well, that's great, Laura. Thanks for checking in. Let's see, Monse. Monse says, what's going on? No, she doesn't say what's going on. She says, morning, guys. Well, I say, what's going on, Monse? ¿Qué tal? What's up? All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man taking a stab at our pop quiz, and it was esta serie está protagonizada por Danny DeVito. Okay. Okay, so está protagonizada por, let's see, the first person to take a stab at it, Born to Iron Man, says this series starring Danny DeVito. Esta serie okay, I'll take it. I was thinking more the present. This series stars, está protagonizada por, pero you know what? It's correct, ladies and gentlemen. Entonces yo diría, this series stars, right? Pero a lo mejor yo lo traduje mal a español. Como habéis visto, no era fácil en inglés. But what I did want to point out is something that Born to Iron Man nailed. And it's not, en español say, la serie está protagonizada por. So, but in English, it's not starring by, okay? The series stars Don Johnson. Vaya nombre más random, you know? Or you could say the new movie starring tal. So excellent. We're Born to Iron Man. Wonderful job. You didn't fall into that trap. Chris says this series is starring Danny DeVito. Again, it's good, but I would go with stars. No, porque está and maybe in Spanish it would be. Well, I did say el presente continuo. So again, they're not wrong, guys. It just sounds more natural. Okay. Kubla says Danny DeVito's the leading role on that TV series. Sure, the leading role or the lead role, if you'd like to use fewer syllables as well. Let's see. Cristina, Chris Valrol says, you're welcome, Alberto. I'm really well, no colds. You can take vitamin C and maybe D3 to help your immune system. Well, I try and eat fruit every day, and I try and get sun every day, vitamin D on my face at least. So, and that helped a lot. This weekend, I was at my mother-in-law's on Sunday, and she's got like a little outdoor yard, no, una zona exterior. And I was just out there like a lizard. It was sunny, and I was just like, and I could just feel myself getting better. I love that when everybody was making a big deal about that virus, I don't want to say the name, everybody was like, stay in your house. And it's like, but isn't the best thing possible fresh air and sunlight? I don't know. Sounds a bit counterproductive, but thank you so much, Chris. Thank you so much for the advice. Monse says, bring it on. Awesome. Bring it on. Que empiece, que arranque. Tráelo. We say in English, tráelo. Que venga. All right. Let's take a look then. Anybody, we got people already, as I said, who participated in the pop quiz. Let's see if anybody's participating in the Say What soundbite. Kubla says, I heard an American man talking about a credit card payment gone wrong. As a result, he's penniless. Excellent. Great summary. Wonderful. Monse says, I've heard an American comedian, by the background noise, talking about how he did not have enough money for a massive purchase. Monse, excellent job. Excellent, excellent. Let's see. Kubla says, you guys are reacting to Lara's Lara's song. Kubla says, was that a songwriter to be? Really cute. Well, she's already written songs, like a few. So I guess it's not even to be. She's a songwriter. She when she was a kid, what was the one she used to sing? Easy, easy, quack, quack, easy, easy, quack. So the kid's always been coming up with like these little rhythms and stuff in her head. So, and you know what she's been watching since she was a kid? Do you know what we watched last night before we went to bed? We watched symphony orchestras playing the greatest movie classics. Yes. So why does my daughter love music? Why does she love learning? Why does she love language? Because that's what she's seeing. Why does she love to read? Because I'm always saying, when I have time, when I'm not working, Lara, do you want to grab a book? Let's read a book. Which book do you want to read? The Disney books are great. The Vaughn Disney books, miracles. They're doing miracles, making her, Papi, can we do Moana? Well, they call her Vaiana here. Vaya Vaina. Okay. All right. So yes, she's a songwriter already. She's got a few songs under her belt. En su haber, aprendido esa hace unas semanas y ahí la tengo. Monse says, big applause. Laura always makes us smile. Well, Laura's our fellow student. Lara is my daughter. Sin la U, Lara. But yeah, she always brings a smile to my face as well. Let's see. Chris says, I heard an American man mumbling. Chris, just be careful. American is a nationality, and it is capitalized. So an American man mumbling, I could. Bude. I could catch the gist of it. I think I heard underwear, t-shirts, and Brooke, or maybe broke. All right, great, Chris. You got the main idea. Chris also says, little Lara is amazing. Well, I'll let her know, guys. I'll let her know that you are all fans of her work. And believe me, she's got a lot of other works, and hopefully we'll hear from her more in the future. I'd like to hear from you guys as well. We'd like to give you a voice here on the show. If you want to participate, again, the email address, in the past, I would never gave my email address out on the air. And just the fact that I'm saying, you could find it, obviously. You don't have to dig very far. You can go to my website and contact me. But the point being, that's an open channel for you guys to write to me. I know a lot of people write to me on social media, but I have to be honest, I don't answer all comments on social media just because I try and keep the time I'm on social media to an absolute minimum. Just enough to have a presence, to be there every day. But also, I sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll just give it a like or something like that. But if you really want to, send us a message, really want to communicate something to us, do it. You can do it via email. You can do it on social media too. I usually get all the messages, but there's more of a chance of it getting lost since, again, I have a lot of different social media platforms. I get lost on which is which and what I've got where and where I read the message. So that's the story. That's the story, folks. Monse says, I know. Sorry for the typo. You were just greeting Laura while I was typing, and I was hearing you, and it came out wrong. Lara is your amazing daughter, and Laura is our amazing classmate. All right, amazing classmates. Are you guys ready for our spelling bee? Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. That's right, amigos. It is our spelling bee only on the show with no name. And as always, we are having some fun. while we learn. In fact, I think that's why my daughter loves learning so much too, because we don't make it look like, okay, time to read. We have to read a little bit. Like no, we're like, we want to read. Let's read together. She loves watching. I'm telling you guys, because one thing is hearing John Williams, and you hear John Williams, the composer of Jaws, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Hello, the King. One thing is hearing doom, 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 the Imperial Death March, as it's called. And another thing is seeing John Williams conducting it and seeing the trumpets going, wah, 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 wah. And so I've got goosebumps right now. Tengo la piel de gallina. So that's another reason Lara loves music. She's not only hearing it, we're showing her this is what's making those sounds. Don't you see? And then there's one person over here, a crazy guy with a stick in his hand, the conductor, and we play conductor. Ella se coge un boli, and she's like dun 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 dun. So how would she be able to imitate that and know where the sounds are coming from? She hadn't seen it. So I believe what that does is gives music a visual element. And yesterday I played Indiana Jones for her. I played Clint Mansell. Do you know this one? Lux Eterna. Oh my God. It's intense. It just gets very, very intense. It's if you want to look it up, it's Clint Mansell, Lux Eterna. It's from, well, it got famous from the movie Requiem for a Dream, which takes place in Coney Island with Jennifer Connelly, an amazing cast, reparto. And there's a video, and we were watching it. There was a moment, because we were playing games, but we had it on in the background. And there was a moment where we all just turned to the TV and we're like, just, totally, totally hypnotized, like, dun, 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 dun. So amazing stuff. Which other one? We also watched Carmina Burana, O Fortuna, which is the most famous one from Carmina Burana, the one that goes dun, 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 dun. I'm sure you're all familiar with these tunes. There's no doubt in my mind. And then, of course, we put on the good, the bad, and the ugly. And when my daughter saw the woman doing it with her mouth, because you got to see it, it's amazing. The good, the bad, and the ugly, filmed in Almeria. That soundtrack, a lot. Yeah, there are trumpets, there are all kinds of instruments, but there are so many people that are just there singing. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It takes songs that you already love and just shows you how they're made live. It's amazing. And if you can't afford to go to the opera or to the orchestra all the time, is a good way to see them on TV. All this stuff is on YouTube too. You can search. All I did was search for, Lux Eterna live, Clint Mansell, Lux Eterna live orchestra. Y con eso, get ready for not just to listen to music, but to experience it. I mean, when you see the cymbals crashing together, the cymbals are the right. Those are called cymbals on a drum kit. En una batería. We call a drum is una, and then the drum kit or the drum set is toda. We're having a musical class today, and I didn't even plan that. But you know what we have to do? We've got to do our spelling bee, because we have to go to a commercial break in just a moment. So this is round one. Everybody ready? I'm going to fly through these words in our spelling bee. The first time, the second time, I'll be nice. All right? Here we go. The first round of the spelling bee. Word number one. Oh, and they don't have to be capitalized. No tienen que empezar con mayúscula. Everybody ready? ANTIHISTAMINE. The second word is ANTIBIOTICS. The third one, COUGH space SYRUP. The fourth one is PAINKILLER. The fifth one is ANTISEPTIC. And the sixth one is ANTI-DIARRHEAL. Give me a second, guys, to catch my breath. That was as fast as I can go, you know. All right, let's see. Anybody taking a stab at it? Round one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see. On King. Es que hay veces que no me gusta ser vulgar, chicos, you know, chicos, chicas. I don't want to be vulgar, but I just got one word here, and that is unfucking believable. All right, let's take a look now. I didn't check if they were right, but we've got Kubla, Born to Iron Man, and Vero who have participated here. And let's see what we've got. Kubla, the first one's right. The second one's right. The third one's right. The fourth one, you have a space in there that I didn't put in there. All right. I'll tell you what, because it's still correct, but it's not exactly how I said it. Let's see. The next one's right. The last one's right. Okay. We'll do what we always do here. We'll take a look. And if the next person filled in that space, then that's technically perfect. But either way, excellent job. Let's see. The next person, Born to Iron Man. And no surprise here with our two tops. And ladies and gentlemen, all right. If we want to be sticklers, rigoristas, Born to Iron Man. Nice job. Also, Kubla, great. But I took a pause. I know what happened there. I took a pause, but I did not say space. But all right. Guys, we'll be right back. I can't believe it. We have to go to our next commercial break. So stick around. amigos. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name. Exclusively on Vaughn Radio. Welcome back to the second half, the third part. Call it what you will. It's the show with no name. And right after today's show, don't forget, you've got Test Your English with Ximena Holiday, followed by the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. Back to Basics with Tosh Pasqua. Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. The Salad with Dave Boys. Western Civilization with Guy Williams. Oh, and don't forget about Kyle Miller and his program Drive Time.
Rebota, rebote, tu culo explota.
Oh, yeah. That's right, Lara. You can say that again.
Rebota, rebote, tu culo explota.
That's it. I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks back on you. Okay? Mucho más fácil. I'm rubber, you're glue. I'm rubber, you're glue.
Rebota, rebote, tu culo explota.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the third part. I can't believe it. And we still have to go through our spelling bee a second time. Oh, my God. Well, great job to all of you. All of you have been doing a wonderful job today and every day. You deserve tons of praise. Os merecéis muchísimos elogios. You deserve tons of praise, my amigos. All right, well, let's kick off with our Say What soundbite for the third time. Then we'll go over the spelling bee round 2, and then we'll keep moving along as always, all right? Because if not, you know how this works. We are going to run out of time, and I don't want to cut any sections. If you notice, I try not to. I really try and do all the sections I have prepared. Sometimes I have to go a little bit faster than I'd like to, but I like to do everything I've prepared because usually, if you haven't noticed, and I'm sure you all have noticed this, things are linked, right? So if you hear somebody's name in the Name That Movie section, well, maybe that's that person's birthday. It doesn't have to be that way, but there are usually connections. All right, my amigos. All right, so let's listen to the Say What soundbite, the super hard Say What soundbite, I think at least, for the third time.
I got to go get 4 or 5 TVs. I got to go get printers. I got to go get laptops. I got to go get appliances, sheets, towels, underwear, T-shirts. So at the end, it was 70,000. So I put my credit card in and got declined. So I pulled it out. And I put it back in, said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke.
All right, there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the third listen. You can, he said, I gotta get. When you're writing it to me, you don't have to put in you can just put one, I gotta get, for the sake of, because if not, it's not going to fit. Okay. So one, I gotta get. All right. Because if not, I gotta get tal. You can just put I gotta get y la lista. Okay. Just to make things a little bit easier. All right. We also have some other people. There's Vero and Chris Valrol, who have figured out the Say What sound. Well, Vero, I don't know why. Vero got that pause too that I didn't say in there. So technically, again, you guys are all wonderful. But technically, our winners today, Born to Iron Man and Chris Valrol. But guess what, guys? We didn't even do round 2 yet. So these are the winners after round 1. Let's take a look at round 2. The first word is ANTIHISTAMINE. The second word is ANTIBIOTICS. The third word is COUGH space SYRUP. The fourth one, the one that everybody got a little bit confused with, not everybody, but a few people. The fourth one is PAINKILLER. The fifth one is ANTISEPTIC. And the last one is ANTI dash or hyphen DIARRHEAL. All right, there we go, my amigos. The first one is antihistamine. Does that ring a bell? You say antihistamínico. I think la H es muda en español. We say anti. Now, you can say anti or anti. Some people say anti, some people say anti. I'll go entre los dos. I say antihistamines, okay? But some people dice ay más como antihistamines, right? Más como suave. Antihistamines. Lo importante que es diferente que el español, la H se pronuncia. Histaminic, I think you say, antihistamines. Okay, these are all very common medications that that everybody at least should know how to say, because these are ones that you can mostly get. Well, no, the second one, antibiotics, you can't get those usually over the counter. ¿Qué? ¿Sobre el mostrador? Yeah, over the counter, sin receta. So OTC, antibiotics, you usually need a prescription. Antihistamine, not for an average one that you can get over the counter. The reason I chose to look at these medications, these common ones, is because today in 1899, Bayer, you know the company, you say Bayer, we say Bayer, registered aspirin as a trademark. And well, folks, we all know aspirin. That's everybody. Some people even say take an aspirin a day for your blood. You know, aspirin is a big, big thing in our society, not just because it can take away a headache or some pain, but it was a huge, kind of like, as we said, antibiotics, penicillin, Sir Alexander Fleming. So these changed people's lives, in many, many ways. Being able to think about antihistamine, you could finally get through ragweed season. ¿Cómo se dice? Ragweed es uno de estos típicos que dan ragweed. Ambrosia, okay? Ragweed. Artemisa, it says here as well. Ragweed. So people with allergies don't have to suffer as much, when it's allergy season. So you have antihistamines. Antibiotics, well, if you have, obviously, if you need antibiotics, it's because you have an infection. If I'm not mistaken, remember, I'm not a doctor. I have the same medical degree as Bill Gates. The only difference is I'm not giving people medical advice. He is. Okay, anyway. Are we going to get banned? You're not allowed to talk bad about the big guys, right? And the big guys, I mean, because he has moobs. Moobs? Man boobs. Tetas de hombre. Yeah, it's like, when I look at this guy, I'm like, this guy, wait. I understand The Rock giving health advice. I understand Rafa Nadal giving health advice. I understand, Gasol or Rudy or any of these guys, but a big fat guy with moobs is telling me how to eat? What? A software salesman? Have we lost our fucking minds? It's absurd. It's verosímil. Antibiotics. Yeah, you imagine how many people died because of an infection of some sort, because it just got infested and infected, and they had to either amputate something or, worse, they died, right? The next one, cough syrup, a very logical word in English. You say jarabe, we call it cough syrup, sirope de tos. Careful with that word cough. It's one of those words that has the O-U-G-H. Let's say these. Tough, duro. Cough. Oh, you're like, Alberto, we didn't need the sound effects. So don't worry. When we get to the diarrhea ones, I'm not going to give you any sound effects, okay? Okay, so cough syrup. Cough syrup. Okay, sirope de tos. And again, those words with that silent L, laugh, cough, tough, rough, right? Those words end in O-U-G-H, but not really. Not really. Okay. The fifth one, painkiller. Exactamente como suena, analgésico. Un mata dolores, painkillers. Now, these, I've got to say something. Painkillers are a wonderful invention, but we all know it's just like everything. It's a double-edged sword. If you think all painkillers are great, take a look at Dope Sick. If you haven't seen that, it's an excellent docu-series with Michael Keaton, Dope Sick. It's been out for a while now, so many of you have probably seen it. And it deals with Oxycontin and these extreme opioid painkillers. The fifth one, antiseptic. Yeah. What if you sliced your arm open on a rusty bar? No sé lo que harías andando por ahí, but una barra con oxidada, and you slice it open. You want to treat that wound ASAP. So imagine in battle. No solo estoy hablando in civilian, how these people help civilians, but troops who were out there in the middle of nowhere, just having some antiseptic could maybe save their arm, And the last one, the one that I think everybody saved everybody's life at one point or another. You're like, oh no, I've got that big interview tomorrow, and I can't stop. Anti-diarrheal. Yeah, we say diarrhea. Diarrhea, similar but different pronunciation. We say diarrhea, and a very native way to say it is to have the runs. Porque corre. Okay, all right. Well, I told you I wasn't going to give you sound effects, but I didn't want to get into too much detail. But I did want to teach you that. And if I said it naturally with my friends, oh man, I don't know what I ate yesterday, but I've got the runs. It would be more common than saying I've got diarrhea, right? And do you know the expression? Let's see if you guys know this expression here. Beans. They're good for your heart. Can anybody finish that? Beans. They're good for your heart. Finish that sentence for me if you know it. Also, another one my daughter loves. It rhymes. I'll give you a clue. It rhymes. Another rhyming one my daughter uses when we roll the dice. We play games. Jugamos juegos con dados. And right before she rolls the dice, because she saw me do it, I'm like, winner, chicken dinner. Es uno que se decía en Las Vegas. Y bueno, ha pegado porque te regalaban una cena de pollo. It's serious. And it rhymes. Winner, chicken dinner. Vamos, que me toque. Vamos, que toque un ganador. That would be the translation. And my daughter, you got to see it. She grabs the dice, los dados. She rolls them. Well, she says she blows on them because she sees me go. And then when she rolls the dice, she goes, winner, chicken dinner. Kubla says, yes, there it is, buddy. Nice. Yes. Beans. They're good for your heart. The more you eat them, the more you fart. Oh, I said I was going to stop doing the sound effects. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a nice round of applause for your classmates. They nailed today's Say What soundbite, which was extremely difficult if you ask me. And they did it after the third go. It's Kubla and Monse. Wow. I'm serious. Incredible job over there. All right, guys. Well, it's time to move on. So I want to go to a place that, we wanted to go with Chris, but Chris wasn't here. She hasn't been here these last few days because she was coming here to Madrid. But Chris, you're back because I don't know. I love going to the movies with all of you, but I feel like when Chris isn't here, we're missing something, the movie is missing that twist. Ese giro de guión. Name that movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie, only on the Show with No Name. Here's where we take a look at some classic movies and hopefully learn a little bit of a little blit. Yeah, I'll just make up words if you want. A little bit of English from these movies. All right. This is a classic that's so bad it's good. All right. Let's see what they give it on IMDb. Bueno, ves, 7,3 de 10. 7.3. Acuérdate, comas punto en inglés. So 7.3 out of 10. And, well, I'm not going to tell you too much more, but here is your trailer for today's Name That Movie. Let's see if you recognize it. The Wolfman tries to warn a dim-witted porter that Dracula wants his brain for Frankenstein's monster's body. Wow. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? So, the Wolfman tries to warn. Te suena warn, de warning, aviso, pues to warn es avisar. And dim-witted es lentito, tontito. Are you a little bit dim? Dim es apagado. Y wit es no tienes esa. If you're witty, sabes, no tiene, eres ingenuo. You know how to say things at the right moment. So dim-witted, lento, tonto. ¿No? Let's see, where was I? The Wolfman tries to warn a dim-witted porter. And a porter. Now, this word, I don't normally say it these days, pero puede ser un botones, right? It can be also somebody who's en la puerta the doorman, right? A porter, okay? I don't remember in the movie which one it was. But the Wolfman tries to warn a dim-witted porter that Dracula wants his brain for Frankenstein's monster's body. So we're talking about some monsters in there. Let's see. We've got a winner. Speaking of monstruo, now in English, we don't tell somebody that. Ojo con esa, right? No decimos, eres un monstruo. You're a monster. No. Pero me gusta en español. He's a monster, ladies and gentlemen. Kubla and Chris. Okay, it's Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. That's the movie. And Abbott and Costello, if you don't do anything at all today in English, do yourself this favor. Look up and do it now before you forget it, okay? Who's on first? Okay? Who's on first? Which is well, you know what? Maybe I can play a little bit. Let me see if I can play a little bit for you at the end of the show. But let me explain it to you just before you see it, and it'll give you some context. This is our empanadilla de Móstoles. You catch my drift here? This is our, what's your funny, this is our pantheon of comedy, okay? Everybody knows this sketch. And if you've seen Rain Man walks around saying, ¿Quién está? I don't know how they translate it, but in English, who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third. And then finally, his brother, played by Tom Cruise, says to him, Ray, it's not funny when you say it. It's about the timing. It's funny when Abbott and Costello say it. And that was a comedic duo, Abbott and Costello. And this was their movie when they made so many movies. They became the biggest thing since sliced bread. Más grande que, ¿no? Más popular que la Coca-Cola. I don't know how you would say that. No, subieron como la espuma. They were everywhere. Abbott and Costello. And it's funny because just the way you looked at them, and one of them was tall and lanky, okay? And the other one, that was Bud Abbott. And Lou Costello was the round, pudgy guy who usually played the dim-witted guy. And the other one played the intellectual, kind of. And they worked perfectly because they went against character. So in this scene, who's on first? Búscatelo with the words and everything. And in Who's on First, it's about a guy's coming to a baseball team and he wants to meet all the players. And he tells them, and they start the sketch saying, oh, these players got really funny names these days. Tienen nombres bastante graciosos hoy en día. They got real funny names these days, these players. And he goes, well, tell me their names, this way I can get to know them. And he goes, what's the guy's name on first? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, no, I'm asking you, what's the guy's name on first? And he goes, no, who's on first? What's on second? Okay. So Let me explain. El jugador de la primera base se llama who. El de la segunda base se llama what. Y el de la tercera se llama I don't know. So when it starts like, so what's the guy's name on first base? And he goes, no, what's on second? And he's like, what? So who's on first? He goes, I don't know. And he goes, third base. So it's probably one of the greatest routines ever. You have to start by knowing that el que juega en la base uno, su apellido es who. El que juega en la dos es what. Y el que juega en la tercera es I don't know. Partiendo de ahí, the conversation is absolutely absurd and funny. And it's a classic. If you have not seen it, everybody is familiar with it. And I love it. And my mom, I'm thinking of my mom. My mom loves the routine. It's one of these timeless classics. I remember watching it a year or two ago, and the comedic timing is brilliant. It is absolute. The pause, el qué, pero I don't, third base, amazing. You don't see that today, that comedic timing. Maybe I'm just old, but it's incredible. It's incredible how these two play off of each other. And then when you get the joke too, which para un nativo es fácil, okay, pero por si acaso te explico that premise. Y así dices, claro, okay, por eso sigue diciendo third base, porque el de la tercera base se llama I don't know. Again, if you've seen Rain Man, then you're familiar with this. All right, so let's take a look at this scene from their movie where they meet Frankenstein in 1948. Wilbur Gray says, look, Wilbur, we've always been pals, haven't we? Mira, Wilbur, es un nombre de mayor, antiguo ahí. Look, Wilbur, we've always been pals, haven't we? Mira, Wilbur, siempre hemos sido colegas, ¿no? We've always been pals, haven't we? And Chick says, oh, yes, yeah. And Wilbur says, we've always shared and shared alike, haven't we? Y siempre hemos compartido, right? We've always shared and shared alike. ¿Te sabes esta expresión? Share and share alike means tenéis que compartir. No, si uno tiene, pues que el otro tenga también. Okay, share and share alike. And he goes, mm-hmm. And Wilbur says, well, now look, let's be reasonable. Vamos a ser razonables. Come on. He goes, I've always shared with you. Siempre he compartido contigo. He goes, that you have. Sí que lo has hecho. Chick says, if I had 2 cigarettes, I'd give you one. Si tuviera, if I had 2 cigarettes, presente condicional, I'd, contraemos, I'd give you one. Te daría uno si tuviera 2 cigarros. That's right. And Chick says, and if I had 2 pairs of shoes, I'd give you a pair. Si tuviera 2 pares de zapatos, te daría un par. And Wilbur says, don't I know that? Y eso lo sé yo. Don't I know that? And Chick says, and if I have 2 girls, ¿y si tengo 2 chicas? And he interrupts him stuttering, le interrumpa tartamudeando. He interrupts him stuttering and says, well, como que eso no. And Chick says, well, don't you light that cigarette, put on those shoes, and take a walk for yourself? Why don't you? ¿Por qué no lo haces eso? Why don't you light that cigarette, put on those shoes, and take a walk for yourself? And Wilbur says, that's just what I'm going to do, but with you. So they've always had that banter between them. And guys, you know what? I wasn't going to have time for it, but I rushed through Name That Movie because I think we should do it before the commercial break. I'm referring to homophones.
Homophones, homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. 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 Show it no, show it no, show it no.
That's right, amigos. You know it. It is time for our, what is it? Homophones. Oh, and we literally have 10 seconds. So let me give you both words before because you know me, guys. I go off on a tangent and you know the rest. So the first word, I want to know what these 2 words are, and then I want to know if they sound exactly the same or not. The first word is adulto. crecido. Ok, es el participio del verbo crecer. So, la tercera columna del verbo crecer en inglés. Ok, crecido. And the second word is gemir o gemido. What are those words in English? And do those two words sound exactly the same? We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. With that, double trouble, say what, jokes, famous birthdays, name that lyric, and so much more. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to part 4 of the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. That's right. Come on in, folks. So much to do here. Let's get started right away. I see we've got so many people who are working on our homophones section, participating. So we're going to take a look at homophones. Let's listen to Double Trouble 2. Not Double Trouble. Let's listen to the Say What soundbite one last time. And this way we can start checking things off the list. Vamos tachando cosas. So this is the Say What soundbite for the 4th time. Some of you got it. Good luck.
I got to go get 4 or 5 TVs. I got to go get printers. I got to go get laptops. I got to go get appliances, sheets, towels, underwear, T-shirts. So at the end, it was $70,000. So I put my credit card in and got declined. So I pulled it out. And I put it back in, said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke.
All right, folks. Well, now we've got to check out our homophones as well. The first person to participate is Monse, And Mon said those are the correct words, and she says they're not homophones. All right, let's see. Kubla, those are the correct words. Oh, hang on. Kubla says they are homophones. Interesting. Well, you both got the right words. Let's see what your other classmates say. Born to Iron Man says they sound alike. Vero says they're homophones. Monse is saying I'm having second thoughts. Hey, Monse, it's never too late. She's like, but you know what? Lo has dicho como una nativa, tía. Ahora estoy dudando. Let's see. Chris says they're homophones as well. All right. Well, let's take a look at the words. Well, let's listen to the words. The first word is grown. Okay. Look at him. He's grown so much. He has grown. So grow, grew, grown. Okay. He's grown so much, right? Grown. Grown. And the second word is Groan. Groan. I don't want to do this. Man, what a groaner. Why are you always groaning? Okay, ready? You're a grown man. I wish you would start. Tengo que ponerlo en presente para que lo oigas. All you do is groan. You're pathetic for a grown man. Do they sound the same? All you do is groan. Que también puede ser quejarte, además de gemir, okay? You are ridiculous for a grown man. Do they sound the same? Absolutely. All right. Excellent job over there. Kubla was the first one, even though Monse, she recanted. She had second thoughts. Excellent job to all of you who participated. And now it's time for another section where I want you to participate. It's pretty challenging. It's Double Trouble. Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is. Give it up. Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble. That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the show with no name. And this is a section of the show where, of course, we make sure you know a lot of different meanings of words, structures, and expressions as well. So we look at a little bit of everything here in this section. So here it is, guys. Cuando te vea, o en cuanto, creo que es más normal, ¿no? En cuanto te vea en persona, podemos detallar o complementar los detalles o hacerlos más sustanciosos. Darle cuerpo, puede ser también. Me suena de haber oído eso. ¿Ok? En cuanto te vea en persona, podemos detallar, complementar o hacer más sustanciosos los detalles. You have to use the same word twice. And while you guys are thinking about that, guess who prepared quickly during the commercial break? I got you guys who's on first. So you're going to get to hear it right now. Everybody pay attention. Just remember, who's on first base? Se llama así. What's on second base? I don't know. Is on third base.
It's okay with the I'm crazy about baseball. Will you stand still? Pick up your hat. Go pick up your hat. Okay. Now look. Then you'll go and peddle your popcorn and don't interrupt the act anymore? Yes, sir. All right. But you know, strange as it may seem, they give ball players nowadays very peculiar names. Funny names? Nicknames, pet names. Not as funny as my name, Sebastian Dinwiddie. Oh, yes. Funnier than that? Oh, absolutely. Yes. Now, on the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third. That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team. I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second, I don't know's on third. You know the fellas' names? Yes. Well, then who's playing first? Yes. I mean the fellow's name on first base. Who? The fellow playing first base for St. Louis. Who? The guy on first base. Who is on first? Well, what are you asking me for? I'm not asking you. I'm telling you who is on first. I'm asking you who's on first. That's the man's name. That's whose name? Yes. Well, go ahead and tell me. Who? The guy on first. Who? The first baseman. Who is on first? Have you got a first baseman on first? Certainly. Then who's playing first? Absolutely. When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money? Every dollar of it. Why not? The man's entitled to it. Who is? Yes. So who gets it? Why shouldn't he? Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it. Whose wife? Yes. After all, the man earns it. Who does? Absolutely. Well, all I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base? Oh, no. What is on second base? I'm not asking you who's on second. Who's on first? That's what I'm trying to find out. Well, don't change the players. I'm not changing nobody. Take it easy. What's the guy's name on first base? What's the guy's name on second base? I'm not asking you who's on second. Who's on first? I don't know. He's on third. We're not talking about him. How did I get on third base? You mentioned his name. If I mention a third baseman's name, who did I say is playing third? No, who's playing first? Stay off of first, will you? Well, what do you want me to do? Now, what's the guy's name on third base? Well, what's on second? I'm not asking you who's on second. Who's on first? I don't know. He's on third. There I go, back on third again. Well, I can't change their names. Will you please stay on third base, Mr. Broadhurst? Now, what is it you want to know? What is the fella's name on third base? What is the fella's name on second base? I'm not asking you who's on second. Who's on first? I don't know. Third base. You got an outfield? Oh, sure. St. Louis has got a good outfield? Absolutely. The left fielder's name? Why? I don't know. I just thought I'd ask you. Well, I just thought I'd tell you. Then tell me who's playing left field. Who is playing first? Stay out of the infield. Don't mention their names out here. I want to know what's the fella's name in left field. What is on second? I'm not asking you who's on second. Who is on first? I don't know. Third base.
There you go, folks. A classic from the American annals of comedy. And you just heard it right there on the show with no name with a little explanation. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was Abbott and Costello and the famous, very famous Who's on First, the one that Rain Man repeats over and over and over. All right, let's take a look at today's Double Trouble. Let's see if you guys were able to figure it out. The first person to participate was Chris. And she says, as soon as I see you in the flesh, we can flesh out all the details. Is that correct? Absolutely. Excellent, Chris Valrol. As soon as I see you in the flesh, it's a Pink Floyd song. Any of you Pink Floyd fans out there? So yeah, thought you might like to go to the show to feel the warm thrill of confusion, that space cadet glow. Tell me, is something eluding you, sunshine? Excellent song if you haven't heard it, from The Wall, the rock opera The Wall. So as soon as I see you in the flesh, we can flesh out the details. Anybody who works in business should know this one. In English, I mean. Okay, well, this is a general idea, but we can flesh out all the details. We use this all the time. Darles carne, piénsalo, ¿no? To make them, hacerlos más sustanciosos, darle más piel, to flesh out the details. And my flesh and blood, mi hermana, my sister's my flesh and blood, right? Of the same blood and flesh as me, right? Let's see. Kubla says it's not as funny for a Spaniard because baseball is virtually unknown here. Kubla, I think you missed the point here, because you could do the joke with soccer, really. You know what I mean? So what I was trying to explain is the positions on the field and the names of the players. So podría haberte dicho el goalkeeper y el tal. What the funny part is that their names are the questions, right? So I don't think that's a cultural thing. Now, the fact that they chose baseball, well, that's the American pastime, but you can apply it, the joke, to any sport, I imagine. Even, a team in an office, who's the new CEO? No, what's the new CEO? Who's the new CFO? Again, the joke is the last names being interrogative words in English, right? So, all right. Well, folks, so much to do. We've got to move on. We've done our double trouble, which, as I said, Chris nailed it. Oh, Kubla says, when I see you in flesh and blood, we can flesh out the details. The only thing there, Kubla, I would omit the flesh and blood because it just sounds too much. Like I wouldn't say the and blood. I would use flesh and blood when I'm talking about my sister, my family, my immediate family. They are my flesh and blood, but I would leave it out there. It sounds too much. But great job once again, amigos. I can't believe it. What a great group of students we've got here. And right now, I'm going to reward you guys with some of the greatest jokes ever told.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking, only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at the jokes we've got prepared for you today. All right, well, these are all jokes. They're going to take us out to nature a little bit. Yeah, why not? We could all use a little more fresh air. No, ¿a quién no le viene bien un poco más de aire libre? Seriously, like I said, during the lockdown thing, isn't that the opposite of what sick people needed? You needed to have natural sunlight and you needed to have fresh air, right, to get better. So I don't know. Okay, do the opposite of what you should do to get better. I don't know. Some really bad advice there, right? Again, when we take health advice from a software salesman with moobs, I don't. But when society at large, in general, does, we got a serious problem, man. I don't know. Let me see your medical degree. Just show me that, dude. All right. So what do you call flowers who are BFFs? What are BFFs? Best friends forever. Like, oh my God, like BFF. She's my BFF. My best friend forever. So what do you call flowers who are BFFs? Oh, that's easy. Flowers that are BFFs are called buds. Oh, anybody get it? Come on, no seas capullos. No, I'm not insulting you. I was playing with words. Capullo, the unopened part of a flower, a bud. Don't be a bud. No seas un capullo. Que en inglés es un amigo, right? So bud, brotar, right? The plant is budding, doble D, cuando es un verbo ahí en ing y en gerundio en el pasado. So brotar, germinar. Bud, capullo o botón, pone, right? The unopened part of a flower, right? So you get it now? I think that's an easy one. Come on, that was easy. What do you call flowers who are BFFs, who are best friends forever? They are called buds. Okay, why do flowers always drive so fast? Why do flowers always drive so fast? Okay, why do flowers always drive so fast? It's an easy one if you know the way I think, right? Well, easy. They put the pedal to the metal. No, they put the pedal to the metal. Well, I guess this joke wouldn't work in British English. It would only work in American English. Yeah. You know why? Well, in American English, the word pedal, P-E-D-A-L, suena igual que la palabra pedal, pétalo, P-E-T-A-L. So no hay diferencia en inglés americano entre, oh, look at that rose petal and look at my bike pedal, right? Pedal, pedalear. So interesting word there. They aren't, well, Kubla says they're homophones. In the USA, British people would say petal. Oh, that's a lovely rose petal. But for us, our T is like a D. So that joke, okay, they would get it, but it wouldn't work everywhere in the world. So petal, petal, pet. But we don't say, oh, look at that rose petal. No, we say petal. It sounds exactly like the D. You wouldn't know it if there was no context. All right, the last one, because I know you love my jokes, but we've got to move on. What do flowers study in college? ¿Qué estudian las flores en la uni? Easy. STEM. No? STEM? No. What do flowers study in the university and college? STEM. No? Well, a stem is a part of a flower. Tallo, right? The long part is the stem, the part that grows out of the ground, STEM. But STEM as an acronym is science, technology, engineering, and math. So in Spanish pone CTIM. Okay, pone ciencia, tecnología, ingeniería y matemáticas. STEM. Pero la diferencia es STEM así, cuando es acrónimo es todo mayúscula. That's how you'll know the difference, right? So you get it now? STEM is a part of the plant. It's the tallo, you call it. And also STEM is CTIM, ciencia, tecnología, ingeniería, siempre me cuesta esa palabra, y matemáticas. In English, science, technology, engineering, and math. All right, folks, those were my jokes. I'll tell you what, though, it's time for famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name, and we'll see if you guys know who's celebrating a birthday today. The first person was born in 1906, and he was half of the comedic act that did the classic comedy sketch, Who's on First? And it's not Bud Abbott. O sea, si sabes los dos nombres, ya te he dicho uno que no es. So you got this one. They were a team, as I was talking about before, where they teamed up in the burlesque area in the in the 1930s, mid-30s, 1936. And they were among the most popular and highest paid entertainers during World War II. They raised $85 million in war bonds. Estos son productos financieros para financiar guerras. An American thing we do. And but these guys, by 1955, their popularity had waned. Okay, desvanecido. And it's because of overexposure. They made too many films and they just they overdid it. You know, se pasaron too much. You know, everybody likes stuff, but too much of a good thing too. And my mom always likes to brag that this person was born in Paterson, New Jersey, where my mother was born. Okay, a very historic town. And now you guys know who's on first. We listened to it today. This guy was born in 1946, an English singer, songwriter, and guitarist in Pink Floyd. Yep. He's, let's put it this way. He's always been with the band. No, well, wait. Well, Syd Barrett, well, he changed roles a little bit. Now he's the lead singer, whereas before he wasn't the lead singer. Roger Waters was the lead singer. Okay, but this guy has always been the lead guitarist, but his roles have changed. He is one of the greatest guitarists ever. And some people say in the guitar world, especially back then, there weren't many people who could imitate Jimi Hendrix, and he could. So just that. I mean, no digo hacerlo como él, digo intentar imitarle. right? And last but not least, an American basketball player, one of the greatest centers of all time, 2.16 meters, 2.16 metros, 147 kilos. And he was an amazing player in the NBA. He's had a rapping career. He's been in movies as well. And, well, he played for the Orlando Magic when he was drafted. But then he went to the the Los Angeles Lakers, and they won 3 consecutive championships with him. Ladies and gentlemen, our winner, Chris Valrol. Lou Costello, number 1. Number 2, David Gilmour. And number 3, Shaquille O'Neal, or as we call him, Shaq. That's right, Shaq. And this is our Say What soundbite. This is Shaq and his credit card getting denegado, at Walmart. So pretty interesting there. Yeah, well, he spent 20, as he said, 70 grand. So, you're like, why would Shaquille O'Neal's credit card get declined? Well, let's talk about how much he spent. So he goes, he was talking about when he moved to a new city. He got drafted. He had nothing. He had an apartment that was empty. So he had to go to the local Walmart. I got to go get 4 or 5 TVs. I got to go get printers, laptops. I got to go get appliances, electrodomésticos, sheets, towels, underwear, T-shirts. So at the end, it was $70,000. So I put my credit card in and declined. So I pull it out. He breathes on it like hace este truquillo de soplarlo. And I put it back in and it said declined again. So now I said, I know, I'm not broke. Ahora dije, sé que no estoy sin blanca, que tengo pasta. So let's give it a listen. This is Shaquille O'Neal, the birthday boy.
I got to go get 4 or 5 TVs. I got to go get printers. I got to go get laptops. I got to go get appliances, sheets, towels, underwear, T-shirts. So at the end, it was $70,000. So I put my credit card in and got declined. So I pulled it out. And I put it back in, said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke.
All right, there you go, folks. And it's time for our final section, Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name, name that lyric, only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name, it's name that lyric, only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric, and thank you. You guys are awesome. As always, thank you for cheering me up, for making me have a great day. I hope I give you guys the same energy you guys give me every day, so keep it up. You've got Ximena Holiday up next with Test Your English. And I was singing this song before. I'll tell you, it's In the Flesh, which we learned, en carne, no, aquí en persona, In the Flesh by Pink Floyd. And the lyrics go, so yeah, thought yeah. Así que pensaste que might like to go to the show, que quisieras ir al show, to feel the warm thrill of confusion, that space cadet glow. You know what? No matter how I sing it, it's not going to be good as the original. Thank you so much. It was great to be here with you guys. In the Flesh. What a great song. Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure, amigos. Ciao for now.